Hey everyone, welcome to this weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast for the week of May 23rd to the 29th of 2022. Alright, so this week we have essentially the ending of the current eclipse cycle. Next Monday we do have the new moon, so as we do approach next week, it is a great time of completing things and finalizing things from this, what has been a great shift to our life path collectively this eclipse month. Now with this, the early part of the week, around Monday, Tuesday, we do have some sextiles. These are just openings and some things available to work with. But the most important aspects this week will be centered around Wednesday and the later part of the week. So on Wednesday, that Mercury Retrograde will go back over a trine with Pluto. So quite a supportive aspect now about continuing to see how we can dive deep with things. It's a great middle part of the week for uncovering depth, truth, research, right, uncovering the hidden realms, but redoing that perhaps. Maybe there was some energy like this a few weeks ago when Mercury went direct over this placement that now can be reworked. Now, once we do get to Friday, Venus will be squaring Pluto, so this is more on the challenging side, collectively speaking, but it is a challenge to get deeper, and in this case, quite possibly with relationships. In those interpersonal relationships, it's good to have an intention to be deep, have trust, vulnerability, things like this. But anything in our life that we do want to challenge ourselves that might feel uncomfortable or outside that comfort zone, to do on that deeper level in general, I think is great around Friday. And then the weekends with Mars over Jupiter, which is quite a nice aspect. I like it. It's more neutral in nature. But in this case, Mars, the planet of our drives, our fire initiative, which is in more watery Pisces right now, which is more about maybe taking a step back, maybe taking a little bit of rest, approaching things a little bit differently, is going to contact more expansive Jupiter. So even though it is a bit more of a receptive, watery time for our actions, we could be feeling maybe a bit of a boost of confidence, assertiveness, free-spiritedness that could certainly be channeled constructively. All right, so let's go and take a look at all of this here in more detail when we return. Alrighty, so here is the sky for this week, and as you can see here, we are using the visible sky on this channel, which is very different from mainstream astrology. You will notice the signs are different if you are new, so definitely check out the link down below if you haven't yet for more information on true sidereal astrology. Alright, so let's do a bit of a recap coming into this week. Again, the energies are quite straightforward, because all the fast movers are essentially in two constellations. So one is where the Sun and Mercury are in Taurus, in sidereal Taurus. And so in this case, it's still great to be focused on life in a way that is about taking things slowly, steadily, and one step at a time. Especially with Mercury still retrograde at the moment, it is good to still be flexible, try new things, right? And maybe go back and redo things or approach things that we've done before now in a different way. And the other constellation is Pisces, where we have particularly Venus and Mars. These are usually the more interpersonal planets, and they deal a lot with what we're valuing with Venus and what we desire with Mars. And here in watery Pisces, it's great to be enjoying, connecting, and approaching things in a more receptive way. Great to, listen to our inner guidance, maybe take a step back, maybe work behind the scenes a little bit, really listen to our soul and put that action and connections towards more soul fulfillment, right? Could be a great way of working with it, but this certainly is the more tranquil, more receptive energies, and energies that deal more with living more presently that we can certainly be incorporating as well. All right, so those are the placements coming into the week. So here's the aspects. As you can see, they're quite scattered throughout the week, but this early part is mostly these sextiles, which are just openings. There's quite a few of them though. So one is starting here Monday, the Sun will be sextiling Jupiter. Could be feeling a bit open-minded, relatively speaking, maybe a bit adventurous. Anything that's about expanding our mental or literal horizons can be fantastic there with that. Going into Tuesday, Mercury will be sextiling Mars, maybe a bit of an assertive mind or putting some of that drive and fire into learning, studying, maybe communication. Again, just an opening for that, nothing we're forced into, but a good support here for all forms of learning, communication, And yeah, especially if it's taking action towards some of that stuff. And then further into Tuesday here, we will have Venus sextiling Saturn. Maybe some things in our interpersonal relationships could feel a bit grounded, but all in all, just enjoying and connecting to life and others in a way that's feeling a little bit more responsible, disciplined, maybe patient, which is a great quality. So definitely a mixed bag, a bit of buoyancy with the Jupiter, a bit of drive with that Mars, and a bit of stability with that Saturn. So quite a mixed bag. And Monday, the moon will be in Aquarius here. So Monday, great for some of that visionary energy, maybe thinking about things for our future aspirations, maybe the world at large, and in its highest expression, how we can contribute to something greater than ourselves. So anything like that, which maybe we felt around Sunday, maybe involving friends, groups, or the world, future stuff, could be the theme here on Monday. But as we start to get into Tuesday and really this whole middle part of the week up until Friday, the moon will be in that watery Pisces. And so that is adding to those planets that we talked about there, which is, again, approaching life a little bit more receptively, right? A little bit more of that, hopefully, willingness to live presently, go with the flow, take a step back, get some rest, do things more soul-fulfilling, right? It's great. So, of course, things like spirituality, creativity, helping others in need, all this kind of Piscean stuff could be very self-fulfilling during that middle part of the week. And we do have this supportive energy here, this middle part with Mercury retrograde now trining Pluto once again. So this is the second contact here. And we'll have a third one, of course, after Mercury goes direct next week. But here, this more deeper mind is certainly the theme during this retrograde, at least supporting us. So Mercury, the planet of our minds and communications, is getting a healthy support from Pluto, the ruler of the underworld, right? Rules things like healing, transformation, personal empowerment, research, covering deep things, esoteric, the hidden, the occult. All of this deeper mind and even deeper communication is very much supporting us for a large part of this week. Since Mercury is slowly slowing down for his direct soon, we can see that's dragging out this trine. So really this whole middle part of the week has this supportive energy, and great to channel it. Again, anything that is about uncovering things with our mind, or maybe personal empowerment with those communications, certainly a great support to do so. All right, again, while that moon is in that watery Pisces. And I do want to mention that, coming into this week, there are these sextiles, but we will be in this third quarter phase of the lunar cycle, which is, again, an eclipse cycle. So it is a very important month for those shifts and changes along our life journey, along our life path. And in this case, maybe challenging ourselves to incorporate some of that, and perhaps using some of these openings or opportunities that could be available the early part of the week. But as we start to get to the later part of the week, we are really getting into that ending phase and really the balsamic phase over the weekend, which is very good for taking a step back. It's very much like that Pisces energy, right? Pisces is the last constellation. The balsamic phase is the last phase of the lunar cycle. So it's really that completion, letting go, making space, basically, because, again, once we do get to Monday of next week, we will start a whole new lunar cycle there. All right, but speaking more on this weekend, and really it is this whole week, because, Pisces, the moon will be in Pisces, this middle part, and then we're in the balsamic phase. So really this whole week, in a nutshell, has a lot of that ending, receptive, closure, letting go, energy, certainly in effect. Now, once we do get to this Friday time, though, even though, again, it will be the ending phase of the cycle, the moon will be in Aries, and so themes around independence, themes around action and initiative. But this is the location of the previous, which was a partial solar eclipse that we had here, part of that previous cycle. And in this case, the Aries energy is about anything we can do to take healthy action and initiative. But again, I really want to stress that the best type of action right now, especially with Mars in Pisces, is more receptive. Is more likely needs to be more soul guided. If we have lack of energy or we're not having clarity, it's likely because that drive and fire is not being implemented into the more soul-fulfilling things in our life. But anyway, themes around that initiative as we complete and close out the current lunar cycle here. Now, around this, even late Thursday, but mainly Friday time period, Venus will be squaring Pluto. This is the challenging aspect of the week, and it involves, again, that deep Pluto energy, the underworld, the uncovering, but here maybe a challenge to do so, and perhaps in those one-on-one or interpersonal relationships. So anything that is intentionally deep, again, vulnerability, trust, things like this. Also, at the same time, having healthy boundaries. This is, again, about balance, but having to really get outside that comfort zone. Whatever is normally comfortable for us in the realm of relationships when it comes to depth, challenging ourselves, we'll feel that challenge, to incorporate it in a healthy way. So in this way, it does become very constructive, and it's likely a very nice step in the right direction in terms of how we're relating and also how we're connecting to life in a way that is more about our deeper values, essentially. All right, so yeah, that's going to be late Thursday into Friday, and then the weekend we'll have that mainly Aries energy around Saturday. Now, once we do get to Sunday, the moon will be shifting into Taurus, really gearing up for that new moon. I will, of course, make a video on that, and that's really where we'll start to feel that new moon energy. But again, ending the current cycle. And this whole weekend, pretty much, we do have this very nice, what I really like, Mars over Jupiter. So these are two fire planets, and Mars is, again, the drive, and Jupiter is very much about expansion. So again, it's in watery Pisces, so it's about receptivity, but we could be feeling maybe a new found sense of soul fulfillment, of what our soul wants to do, to take some action, and in this way maybe feeling a bit motivated, maybe a bit optimistic, a bit open-minded, a bit adventurous, maybe willing to do things we maybe normally wouldn't, because now we have a bit of that buoyancy that Jupiter can often bring. So it's likely playing a role in terms of the new moon that we have coming up, and could be contributing to this new beginning for the next lunar month that we have coming up here. All right, so everyone, that is the week in a nutshell. Most important thing is coming into the week, we will be in the third quarter, which is a good action part of the lunar cycle. We do have some openings with some of these sextiles certainly available. We have a nice support early or middle part of the week with the deeper Pluto energy, especially with our minds and communications. Good to challenge ourselves with some of that deep Pluto energy with our interpersonal relationships and connections to life here around the Thursday, Friday time period. All week has this kind of watery ending phase. Pisces, the middle part of the week. The Balsamic phase, the ending part of the week. And then we have this, Mars over Jupiter, a bit of expansion with that fiery energy, our drives, our goals, perhaps slowly, while ending the current cycle, gearing up for something that could be, again, under the surface, starting to emerge out of what will be that new moon going into next week. All right, so everyone have a fantastic week. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click the like button if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you're not yet signed up for MTZ Insiders, it is a free newsletter where you do get these videos released first before YouTube. So if you're not yet signed up, there's a link down below in the comment section. But have a great week, and I'll see you all next time for the next astrology forecast. Take care.